this video today is going to be about the story behind the video of us diving with a manatee in Utila. So as you might have seen, if it's not the case, I will put the link in this video or in the tab below. When I was in Utila, I had the chance to actually observe or see a manatee while diving, which is great. But which is even greater is that it was never seen before there. So that's the story behind. So just for you to know a little bit more about Utila. Utila is an island where you have a lot of diving center and a few people actually living in it, and it's full of backpackers, people passing through to get their certification, discovering scuba diving, getting dive master degree course, or even instructor or more. So it's a really fun island. The dive sites are really nice. I mean, it depends also which time of year you go, but even me, I was in the low season and it was still really good. So behind this story, because you have a lot of diving center and all those diving center, kind of all of them, they at least a lot, they do instructor course. So you have all these usually young people that tend to be dive instructor that go through all the exam and everything, and it's quite intense. I did it there as well, so maybe I will do a video about that. And so basically, you know, you have maybe 1 week or 10 days about your instructor course, and you're like really stressed out because you don't know if you're going to get it, and you have to learn so much information. So basically you're pretty stressed out, and then when you pass everything and you're finally, you know, finally an instructor, you want to what? To celebrate, and you have lots of bars in Utila to do so. So every month you have a couple of instructor party. It depends if it's low or high season, and so basically it's like super fun. I was there for a few weeks, so I had the chance to do, you know, my instructor party and also a few others. And I remember like the night before we saw the manatee, basically, you know, it was a dive instructor party. And we were with a group of friends that I made over there, and we were like, okay, we love to party, but what we know is most of the time when you have these big parties, like everyone is going there. So because you dive really safely there as well, you don't want to go diving in the next morning or even having a day off the day after. So a lot of instructors were not diving next morning or having a day off. And so we thought, oh, that's so cool. Like if everyone is going there, we could basically have the boat for ourselves, which basically you can ask the captain where you want to go, and which kind of never happened. So I was with this group of friends. They were all like dive master or dive instructor. One guy was even a tech diver, so you know, they were really pretty high level. So we decided to put our name on the board for the next morning, and we just decided not to drink that night. I mean, a beer or two, but that's it. And quite early, you know, get back to the bed, and just next morning just go for the 2 fun dive we had in the morning usually. So we do, you know, the little night out, and then in the morning, bright and early, we prepare all our gear and we just go on the boat. There were only one guy, I don't remember his name, but he just came the day before, if I remember correctly, and he was going to pass his dive master. I think he had like maybe 20 dive. So it was basically the only guy we had to look for. And on this dive, I don't know why, I was like kind of the, you know, leader. You need to get one anyway, but we are all really good. And I was clearly not the best qualified for this one. But we're all really good. So we asked the captain, can we go in the north of the island? And usually it's dive site we don't go to, or not often. So he was like, okay, that's fine, you know, you're the only group today, so, you know, we go wherever you want. And the group I was in, they love to do lionfish hunting. I did a video about that, and I will probably do others, so you might check on my channel. And so so we go to the north, and there's only one guy we have to look for. He was there, he was my buddy. So basically we asked the captain, where can we go? And he said, oh, there is this dive site, you know, you can just jump in, and because you're the only one, you can do, exceptionally, you can do a drift dive. So we're like, oh, that's so cool, we don't even have to look for the boat and everything. Anyway, there were not that much current, but he just told me, like, you know, just head north, or I don't remember the bearing. But so basically we started going down, and after maybe 10-15 meters, the water is quite clear that day. I started looking at my compass and looking at the bearing, and I see this huge, like, white mass, something swimming in the water coming towards us. And I was like, what is this? So I took a couple of seconds, like, thinking about it, and then I look around, nobody was really looking up front, so I started banging on my tank, and I was like showing to everyone, like, look, look. So they started looking at it. Because it was not a course or anything, and we were all pretty, you know, we were good diver. I took my camera that day with me, so I took my camera out and I started filming. I was like, no way I'm, you know, trying to waste picture because I'm not that good. So I was like, okay, let's just film it. So I'm filming it. It's quite fast actually, and it goes through us. I don't have any time to do any, you know, adjustment on the video, whatever. It didn't, you know, end up that great, but still I got it. And the only guy who didn't saw it, I don't know how he could do that, was the newbie. There, like, he was looking at me when the manatee was passing behind him, and I was like, look, 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 but that's it. So the manatee was basically coming towards us, and then it was going gradually up and up. I think it went for, you know, for air. So we were so exciting, but I was still like, I have no clue what it is. So we continue. It was the beginning of the dive, really. It was on our way down. So we continue the dive. We did some lionfish hunting. We were not that lucky that day. And and we head up back to the boat. We put the SMB up and we head back to the boat. The captain, which was really nice, helped us go up. And he was like, how was your dive and everything? And we're like, wow, we saw a manatee. Like, one of the girls, she was Canadian, she was like, she was American, sorry, and she was like, it's a manatee. She was a dive instructor as well. I was like, okay, I don't know what's the term in English. And so we go up, and he was like, no, you're joking. And we're like, no, we're really serious. And while I was underwater, I knew it was kind of rare to see that, you know, that big fish. So it's not a fish, I know, but I looked on my camera, I replayed it, and I just checked that I had it on film, on camera, and I had it. So I just showed him the video, and he was like, what, how come? Like, there's no way, nobody, you know, never talk about seeing manatee in Utila. And so we were like super exciting, and it was like super excited. I was like, but nobody ever saw a manatee. Like, it's, I mean, they exist in Honduras, but they are more close to the coast, and there's like a certain area where they are, but they were never seen in Utila, not that far, and never in Utila. And I was like, really? But like, no one, I mean, we are talking about an island where you have like dozens of dive centers that do 4 or 5 dives a day, which is a lot, and so many groups, so many instructors. I mean, like, you have instructors that have 1,000 dive there. And I'm like, really? Like, there is no one who ever saw a manatee? And he was like, no, I mean, if somebody sees something like that, like, you're going to hear it on the island. But then he was like, I mean, to be fair, there is like 10 years back, maybe, there is this fisherman that came back to the port, and he was telling everyone that, you know, he just saw a manatee when he was putting the nets up. And everyone laughed at him because basically he came back quite drunk to the port, to the harbor. So nobody believed him. Poor fisherman. Maybe you were right, or probably you were right. So we did the second dive. We were like really happy. It was a clear day, good dive. Everything was great. And so we head back to the dive center. And in Utila, I mean, when I was there, it was the low season, and it was not the time of the year where you can have the chance to see whale shark. You can see, I saw it once, but it's really rare. It's not during that time of year, and usually they are up north, kind of where we were. And so, you know, if you were one of the few that had the chance to see the whale shark, you know, everyone was coming back to the dive center screaming, whale shark, whale shark, whale shark. So basically, you know, yeah, you should have gone in the morning in that specific boat. But so we came back and we're like, you know, for fun, we're like, we're going to scream manatee. So we came back and we started screaming manatee, and like everyone was like looking at us and like saying like, no, bullshit. And we were like, no, we are actually telling the truth. Like, yeah, Diane got it on camera. And so everyone started like, you know, coming towards me, and I was like, come on guys, just let me wash my stuff, like just have just for a few minutes more, and that's it. So like all the instructors are like, no, you're kidding us, like the only day we don't go, you're going to tell us that you actually saw a manatee? Like how is it possible? It's not even in the fish ID book we show. I mean, it's not possible. So I came back up in the dive center, and I actually saw the video, and like one of the instructors, she was from Honduras. She was so great, such a great instructor, so patient. And she was like, there is no way you saw a manatee. And I show her the video, and she's like, how? But no, but it's not possible. They said like, you can look actually at the SD card, like you can see on the video that that's the day, that's today, like, and where do you want me like to find this kind of footage? So they are actually like so sad. They're like, no way, the only day we don't go. And some of them had thousands of dives. And so basically it was kind of a really great day. We could, you know, brag about it a little bit. Actually, the video kind of, we put it on Facebook, and the video kind of, you know, everyone on the island were like, wow, they saw a manatee, how is it possible? So it was a lot of fun. So now, if I want to be fair, actually a couple, like maybe a week after that, I left already, but like a week after that, I still had, you know, friend on Facebook contact, and I still know instructors that are there. I still know people that, you know, from time to time go there. So basically I saw like maybe a week after, or 10 days at most, that they actually saw probably the same manatee hanging out around other dive site. He went, like the manatee, sorry, went more like to the south, so really close to a lot of close to a lot of dive center. And they actually saw the manatee 1 or 2 dive center in the same dive site, but the vis that day was really not good. And there's only one guy who had a footage of the manatee, and it was with a GoPro from far away. So basically you could just see like this, you know, white, you know, mammal going somewhere, but it was not like really like mine, which is not such a great footage, was a little bit better. And so to be fair, actually people after us saw it. So but I'm quite happy for them, because it's such a great encounter. And yeah, so that's the story behind the manatee. And I can tell you, it's really weird, because when you go underwater and you see a huge thing like that, because it was at least, I don't know, 2 meters, 2.5 meters, it's really big. And you have something coming towards you that don't look, you know, so frightening or aggressive or anything, but it's quite a huge thing coming towards you, and you have absolutely no clue what it is. So that's why, you know, learning about fish ID and looking at the book are not such a bad idea. But that was really a great experience, and I hope, you know, other people in Utila will have the chance to see the same thing than us. Yeah, I hope I will have other great encounter underwater, and maybe not discover a species, because like there is no way I will discover anything, but, you know, maybe discover another, you know, a species that's not supposed to be there, and that there one day in one of the dive I will do. That will be so cool. So that's it. And the lesson of the day would be, it's always when you don't go diving that day that people are going to see amazing things. So basically it's the rule. It's the only dive you don't do that everyone is going to see like major things, sharks, you know, school of rays and stuff like that. So, you know, keep on diving. Bye bye.